Hi, this is Kevin Finley, and I'm going to go over my Safe and Healthy Schools presentation. Chapter 1, At-Risk Youth and School Safety. So, what is a safe school? Think of three main components: an organized structure, free of potential physical or psychological harm to any students or staff, and is, of course, student-centered. Crime prevention. Um, So you think about programs that help with clarifying school norms to make sure that everyone's on board, whether it's the staff, students, or anyone who comes on campus, they understand the climate of the school. So you can think about anti-bullying campaigns, or one, for example, would be spread the word to end the word. And this is the R word. This is something that the school that I work at is a campaign that they use to get rid of the word retarded. Instructional plans with focus on competencies, so Common Core or problem solving. What doesn't work as well is instructional based without interaction. Maybe they're not calling on students or fear arousal. They're scaring students to tell them maybe they'll get a bad grade or something like that. Creating positive, inclusive school climate. So this is related to how teachers treat their students, how students treat teachers. You want to make sure there's a good relationship there, and it makes for a better learning environment. And this goes for really the entire school. I'm talking about like the hallways, the basketball courts, and everywhere that's in the school. Chapter 2, Developing a Comprehensive School Safety Prevention Plan. So you want to make sure that school is a safe place for everybody. You'll assess the risks of the school, establish any goals for improving areas that might seem to be unsafe, depending on where the school is located. Maybe if uh, it's a maintenance problem, or maybe you need to add a fence or something like that. And then project changes with measurements and provide steps that you have shown to make it a safer school. um, the three main characteristics of students that are enrolled in schools are typical developing students, so that'll be the majority, and then those at risk for behavioral or academic problems. And then you have some students that are high risk students who already have severe behavioral and academic problems that might need a little bit more support. Develop a written crisis plan. This is extremely important for natural disasters. Think of wildfires in Southern California, maybe tornadoes, hurricanes, things like that. You want to make sure that the school, everyone at the school is on board with a safety plan, and they know about the norms and procedures, and they know about the protocols and where to take students in case of an emergency. This could be a meeting at the beginning of the year that kind of goes over the different steps in case something like that were to happen. Improving school climate, safety, and student health with school-wide positive behavior. So some areas right now in the book that the schools are having difficulty with are reading achievement in 12th grade. Drug use has increased, and as well as the sale of drugs on campus, and then threats and injuries to school and staff with disruptive behavior in the classroom. And these were directly tied to ineffective instruction, and then classroom management, not following up with rules, expectations of students, things like that. Changing the school climate, improvement of discipline. Clear school-wide behavior expectations provided to both students and faculty to make sure that teachers know what to do in certain situations, as well as students, and everybody is held at a high standard. Bullying and peer-based harassment in schools. Um, so some of the reasons behind bullying include that the risk is relatively low for the person that's bullying. And the victim reinforces the bully's behavior. And usually the bully wants to gain some type of social status with their friends. Types of bullying, you have direct bullying, open attack. Think about someone pushing a student in the hallway to try to get a reaction. Indirect bullying, more covert actions, maybe something that you wouldn't notice just by observing a group of students. And then you have passive bullying. And some common characteristics of bullying for males is usually more violence, so like fighting, pushing, things like that. And then females tend to be more non-physical, spreading rumors, trying to humiliate victims socially. Chapter 5, Solutions for Bullying. So you can do, like we said at the beginning, anti-bullying campaigns or policies throughout the school, areas that students can report bullying anonymously so they don't feel like they're going to get in trouble, things like that. You can also seek family support, train staff on what to do in case they witness bullying or something like that. Solutions for bullying and peer harassment in school setting. So model programs that address bullying, and go over this with staff so they know the different procedures to go through in case this does happen. Chapter 6, Screening and Identifying Behavior at Risk. So there's two factors of potential violence, proximal and distal. So proximal stem from family context. So maybe there's something, um, they're going through something at home, maybe a divorce, maybe domestic violence, something like that, that is affecting the student. And then distal are influenced by outside factors. Think of friends, media, etc. Some early warning signs would be withdrawal socially. So maybe someone is just um, not really hanging out with friends they used to. They're kind of by themselves. Low school performance. And you could tell maybe someone used to participate quite a bit and then now they're not. Imminent warning signs. So think of serious physical violence. So maybe they're either harming themselves or harming other people, and they're just extremely angry. They've written detailed threats. This is where you would want to take steps immediately. And how you can identify at risk youth. Um, Maybe there's problems at home, poverty, dysfunctional family, a bad neighborhood, things like that. Chapter 7, Supporting Antisocial and Potentially Violent Youth. Risk factors: individual, early antisocial behavior, impulsivity, peer rejections. Family would be parental antisocial behavior or maybe ineffective parenting skills. School, um, low engagement, they're not doing very well in their classes, and maybe they're having difficulties with interpersonal relationships. Okay, so for our SARC, we chose Greenfield Middle School, and this is our student accountability report card. So the total enrollment is 670 students. It's grades 6 through 8. This is actually the middle school that I attended. And when I attended, it was 7 through 8. They have fully credentialed instructional staff. So 80% of their students are disadvantaged socioeconomically. So lower, middle class, or even low class. Demographics, about 40% white, 40% Hispanic, 10% black, and a really small percentage of Asian students. Average class size is about 23, and they met the adequate yearly progress in both English, language arts, and mathematics. For my 5 universal classroom rules, I thought this was extremely important to be on time to class, be respectful to the instructor and fellow classmates, creating a better learning environment. Be careful with school technology, be prepared to learn, be conscious of your learning environment, and keep it clean as well. And I thought that this would provide the best learning environment for students to do well. School-wide behavior plan. One would be take care of yourself. Two, take care of each other, so other classmates and teachers, and take care of this place or this school that you're at. And in case there is harm that's done, maybe a behavior problem or something that's done to school property, administrators will be involved and will use restorative practice to repair the relationships and improve the overall school community. So this is the first potentially dangerous youth pyramid that I worked on with my group. So you can see number one, the Tier 1 universal supports for students and families, common core standards, positive reinforcement rewards, highly qualified teachers, free lunch or for low income families to make sure that all students have breakfast in the morning. If they're hungry, there is food down there for them in the cafeteria. Tier 2, increased academic support. So this could be maybe pull out, or they could go into ISP type setting, something like that. Parent participation and training, get parents involved with parent-teacher conference, something like that. Social skills training to show them how they should interact with students and staff, and provide various community linkage options. So maybe they can volunteer at the rec center or in the park or something like that. Tier 3 would be the wraparound services, functional behavior assessment, and individualized positive behavior support in case management. For the behavioral at risk pyramid, um, tier 1, the same as the last tier, we have the universal supports for the families. Tier 2 is where it changes. Students will have an adult mentor, so someone that they can check in with on a day-to-day basis to see how they're doing, someone that needs to have a really strong relationship with them. And then they can have a formal contract where they check in with their classroom teachers to make sure that they're on task and they're doing what they say, and this can hold them a little bit more accountable. And then at the very top, they have wraparound services, independent study program, where maybe they could do this in a library with home hospital program or something like that, or maybe a separate section in the high school. Bullying and peer-based harassment. Tier 2 would be behavior contracts for the bully and school home notes. So maybe sending notes home to make sure that parents understand what's going on with their child. Victims, positive peer reporting, small groups, or social emotional learning. So maybe getting that small group and talking with the bully or talking with the victim and finding out what a solution could be. Tier 3, cognitive behavior therapy, and then family wraparound function based, it can result in a 504, or even if it's extremely severe, in IEP. And this is the reference from the book, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.